One final time in 2024 as the start of conference play awaits. Today it's a sellout here at the O-Dome with the Stetson Hatters in town, set to meet the number 6 Florida Gators. With that, we welcome you courtside. It's a busy courtside here this afternoon. Gator great Patrick Young, the coach Mark Wise. I'm Kyle Crooks. All right, Patrick, there's a buzz. For sure, back-to-back games with 20 or more. Off we go as the players are on the floor waiting for TV. As Stetson looks for their first road win of the season, Gators in search of a 13-0 beginning, their best start to a campaign since the season they won their first ever national championship in 05-06. And a man who was on that bench for that team, Donnie Jones, the head coach of Stetson. Will Richard, for mention, those are the two guys we highlighted at the top. Big to big, Chinyalu for 2. That gets us started. Gators come in averaging nearly 88 points per game as we take a look at Stetson's starting 5. The man who stirs the drink, Makai Ellison, in that starting 5. Abramo Sanka, this is his 3rd Division I stop. It's a group that at one point lost 10 consecutive games. They enter in at 2-10. They beat Fort Lauderdale last time out to break that 10-game losing streak. Here's Ellison with 3 to shoot. Thompson from deep, and he buries it. Trayton Thompson just 3.
But the experience level. Florida looks a step slow to me here in the early going. That's one of the dangers of these holiday games.
I think that Elijah Martin, he's always ready to.
Program's first ever NCAA tournament and ASUN championship. Sanka cruises in with 5. Condon another rebound. Richard strides in, defender on his hip, and the Gators now up 4.
How about that for the vision of a big guy?
NIL and money plays a factor, so having to rebuild and restock part of the 2-10 start. Big swat on the interior. Clayton soars up with a soft finish.
Well, you can see a lot of teams fell in the NCAA tournament to this team called UConn.
Yeah, pretty good.
Number 1 seed, yeah.
This matchup zone that Patrick talked about earlier, I think guys are trying to do way too much off the bounce.
You know who played here on the wing, and he knew the ball was about to. He'd almost be in.
Over 80% this year.
It's amazing. I had that in bold.
Florida's playing a little. They're still in the holiday spirit with the giveaways.
It's the holiday hangover.
It is better to give than receive, right?
Makai Ellison.
Speaking of, I think that's a good transition. We gifted during my tenure Donnie Jones a win over at when he was at UCF.
2010. Donnie came over to say hello. We chatted about that. Walter Clayton Jr. adds another. Aberdeen gives it up for Clayton. Unselfish. Richard chased off the line.
Big time.
Not his range, but he'll take it.
Wow.
You can see it coming.
That's cool.
You're saying there's not a second side of the floor in the NBA right now?
Now, if it's within the
I'm
first
not
7.
even sure there's a first side.
Within that first 7 or 8 seconds, absolutely not.
Stefano Alesso, the big now on the floor. Bodies with Alexis.
Gosh, and
it's been Stetson's problem. It's been on the defensive end. They're giving up 83-plus points a game. That's 11th in the ASUN.
Lost 10 of their last 11. Both of their wins coming against non-D1 schools.
Watch out.
Here's Martin. Look out below for a two-handed.
You need to be able to win some of those on the defensive side.
I really feel like Martin has brought a defensive presence on the perimeter. Florida probably has not had.
Already 2 of 2. He's been up and down a little bit lately from the arc.
I'm telling you, this big guy's got some skills.
Ellison banks it in. It's open.
You remember by chance with the glass? Yeah. Having some ball skills at his size.
In my head, too.
Yeah, I had to wore the glasses.
Avila.
Backdoor Wood, strong take. Martin's got a 3 right in front of the Stetson bench.
It's going to be a much more.
Senior misfires from deep. The issue with Stetson is they just can't put the ball in the hole right now. They've had some extra possessions with some takeaways. Clayton a 2 of 2 start from 3 this time, attacks the rack.
All great.
Gets the assignment with Ellison. Oh, big block. Chinyalu from the clouds. Martin surfs in, switches hands. Crafty for number 15.
Number one rule of transition defense, got to stop the ball.
Stop the ball, right? McGregor.
Wow, back-to-back, high degree of difficulty.
He's been a one-man match shooter. Gregor dealt with a broken hand that forced him to miss some time. Had foot surgery, dealt with a concussion. They're just getting him back now. It's a big reason why Stetson's turnover number has been too high for Donnie Jones. Chinyalu trying to set up in the post. Great feed. Just missed the bunny, but the Australian condit right at the doorstep.
And that's my only concern primarily with Ruben Chinyalu. His touch around the basket just isn't quite where I think it needs to be a threat on the offensive end.
Oh, here we go. Look out. Richard on the break.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the number of quad one opportunities.
No, you
get
don't.
your shot.
You know, Florida's non-conference schedule, I thought it was good, but it wasn't great.
No.
And because of that, that's the reason why that strength of schedule is 57. There's a big to big.
It's tough, man. You put these.
So they had to stack up. This is their third SEC opponent, so they couldn't get a chance to play a lot of mid-majors maybe that they would want to play. And, of course, you have to overhaul your entire roster. You're playing big-time road games and big-time venues. There's a bucket for Ellison.
Team with, and still struggling with accepting that Amir Abdul-Rahim isn't with us. But going Florida State, that's normally a game where it's a ranking there. You look at the history of Virginia as well. And
just beat these teams. They beat them up.
Wichita State, that one was
standpoint factors into your net ranking, which is one. Wow. Great pass out.
Great pass.
Bodies falling down. Sanya got it back to Wood. Massey and ISO, tornado spin. Big lefty finish. For
backcourt is going to give everybody in the league major headaches.
All over 1,000 career points scoring. So Alexis goes back to work right out of the timeout and gets the deuce. And that is the cheat code. Oh, big time denial. Sam Alexis sets up the break.
Poor spacing. Everybody ran within a 3-foot circle.
Everybody wanted to dunk.
Will Richard picking his first three tonight. Or today. What time is it? I don't know what time it is. Sold out crowds.
1 o'clock game.
Filled in nicely, by the way. There was a monsoon outside, I'm told.
Goodness gracious, wasn't it?
Ellison high.
But knowing you had the coach here, if I couldn't have made it, we were going to be just fine.
That's right.
We were going to be just fine.
Martin gets in the passing lane. 2-on-2. The Euro. Feathery touch.
Shot with the correct pace to throw the defender off.
Ellison, a quick look. Martin already with 12. Clayton up the ladder towards Richard. Bobbles the catch. He'll take an easier deuce.
You can see that coming.
There was a time in my sophomore or junior year, we were struggling with rebounding. Coach Donovan said, all right, we're not making any baskets by putting those bubbles, the bubbles on top of the rim.
But we don't always have audio, so it's tricky when you ask me a question that I can't hear.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Here we go.
What an outlet.
Richard.
Hey! Wow.
Big time slam. Reared that thing all the way back. Now a buzz here in this sold-out arena. Jordan Wood quiets the crowd.
Last shot opportunity.
Clayton goes to work.
You know it's going up.
A three. Short. That'll bring us to the end of the opening half. Trey Thompson had the first bucket of the game. Gives it up for Ellison with one.
any team in the SEC really surprising you yet?
Well, here's Richard set for takeoff with a soft little finger roll.
Oklahoma, again, passing before looking.
Ruben should make a cut there to the basket. What can he really do on the outside there? One thing I've noticed about this Gator team, they don't truly use the dunker's box. They don't. I just would think a guy like Ruben, because sometimes a big man.
And for those, Patrick, that don't know, what is the dunker's box and how is it helping offense?
I think it's a big should work on a dribble drive penetration, giving your guard a chance to bail. You can bail them out and get an easy bucket.
This is where the Gators excel in transit. Martin, train coming down the track.
I'd like to see him do more.
Sunka. To that point, Gators have won now 14 consecutive home games. Richard, takes it all the way, just snaking to the rack. But I don't like no return trip for Kentucky.
Me neither.
This year.
The two new schools come here.
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma.
Texas. There's Ellison on Aberdeen. Foul is called.
Ellison's been a big spoken like a true rim protector. Not new now. Come on.
But at least I'm not, you know how some of these head coaches are. They're giving them an earful of all
every
the things.
Time.
Oh, yeah, right.
Every time.
Aberdeen runs the show here. Clayton at the off guard. Aberdeen patiently probes for two.
Good kick out.
Ellison.
It's a sloppy possession defensively because that won't be a made three in league play.
Strong catch from Howell. He was in deep.
Easy. That's what I want to see these bigs, the rim run, get straight to position, get a pass to them right away, finish.
Speaking of the officials, I wanted to ask you, did you have a relationship with officials? Did you learn to have a good relationship?
You know, some of the officials.
Oh, look out! Will Richard drops the hammer. That's the sound of people Googling the word versus sack. WebMD.
Anything with itis in medicine is inflammation.
How about this? And one for Jordan Wood.
Just need consistency of whatever you're going to get from the players you have.
Yeah, the funny thing.
Right?
Yeah, just 1 of 13 from 3.
He shoots them every time like it's going in.
Alexis passing up that open 3. He'll get 2 shots.
And he's got that.
Oh.
I could tell from his approach.
More and more you see guys that are 40% three-point shooters that are.
The difficulty is simulating pressure.
Yeah.
In practice.
You just can't do that. Like you said, when the bright lights come on, it's just different.
That's why competition, when teams practice competition, you have to continue getting guys to compete against each other because that incentivizes. I don't want to talk trash. I want you to bring your best.
You go to any Gator practice, there's a large portion. They're running 5s back and forth. It's a real competition. Look at Aberdeen here on the foul.
But I believe the story on Drake is that they brought a lot of Division II transfers.
The new head who started at the Division II level, now starting at the Division I level.
Yeah.
Is that hard to learn, Patrick?
No, it's not. That actually is not hard to simulate in practice. You just keep needing to be mindful of it, of going at your own pace.
How confident has Denzel Aberdeen been here in this second half? McGregor passed a flyby. Clapchar trying to get in a rhythm. You bet.
On cue.
On cue. There it is.
How does it feel to be back, Patrick? These are a lot of the environments that you had when you played. The buzz, like you said, right off the top, the buzz of hoops here in Gainesville is back.
Again.
And there's Martin with the slam.
He's like LeBron. LeBron provide some accountability for the future when they get their opportunities.
McGregor. Wow. That was a big-time finish.
Great finish.
Daniel McGregor, the freshman from Clearwater.
The ball, you have no idea what your man has done.
Larry Shyatt was the one for me. That was another guy, part of this great staff here at University of Florida with Billy Donovan, was the defensive strategist.
Ellison picks the pocket of Clayton. McGregor able to cash in.
Quite rare to see Walter Clayton.
Kubliskas getting some run for the Gators, number 30 in white. Isaiah Brown! He can jump out of the...
Putting the ball in the back, that's not his role with this team.
They don't need him to score. That's correct.
Isaiah Brown, dunk, part two! The windmill! It's a dunk contest.
I was always too afraid to do something like that. I just wanted to, I thought about how embarrassing it is when you miss a dunk by yourself.
Highlights upon highlights. Condon with the block. Still running that pretty offense, Kubliskas.
You need to get him to do some mic and drill. That ball didn't have any spin on it.
How about Massey?
Guards doing a mic and drill? Blasphemy.
What? Work on that spin under the basket, that English.
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen doesn't need.
Alexis had the clear out. There's an offensive foul on Sam Alexis. That'll bring us to a break. It's been a dunk. People might be nauseated by the end of the year with how much people talk about the SEC in basketball, but the reality is what it is.
Yes. The numbers do not lie.
Ultimately.
Paul Kubliskas' first points of the year.
Is the Nash 4, obviously, but having two teams last year, no, almost two teams. If Tennessee matches up with anybody but Purdue in the Elite Eight, no, Zach Edey is a cheat code.
I think what you're talking about, Patrick, is the beauty and the curse of the tournament.
Yeah.
Because you get way too much credit when you make it, and you get way too much blame when you don't.
Yeah.
And it's all about matchups, and you got to remember, you got to win 6 times over 3 weekends.
Repeat that crown. We'll have some work to do.
Tough, man. I've been able to follow the UNF and JU this year in that conference. They're both pretty good this season.
Oh, look out, guys. Irvine Clapshar is starting to heat up.
Heater.
A little bit too much on the alley-oop. Quarter 3.
You think this place wouldn't have gone crazy if that dunk wasn't finished?
Well, about a 14-second differential, so the Gators will get the opportunity to score here on one trip. On the horizon, Florida, Kentucky, Rupp Arena, and off we go. SEC play. Non-conference is fun, but boy, it really kicks up heading towards March Madness. Brown for the capper. He'll get 3 free throws. Conference.
And while we have a moment, wanted to wish.
Hopefully I'm doing one of your games and when I'm in studio, and I'll send you a question your way.
They did have a good game the other night. 19. They went to Memphis and waxed the Tigers. And then the Tigers got the better of Ole Miss yesterday.
Mark Wise, Patrick Young heading to a TV near you. Donnie Jones in his homecoming, not the way he wanted it to go, but certainly emotional for him. And the number 6 Gators, lucky number 13, off to a 13-0 start on the horizon. SEC play. First time the Gators have won 13 straight to start a year since their first national championship season. Final thoughts, Patrick, we'll start with you.
From start to finish, this team played a complete game. Obviously, you can look at those things